Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
Sears is an awful pitcher. What happened to Roebuck, right? Am I right? Where's Roebuck? Sears.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders, let's talk Penguins and Rangers, but let's not talk about Flyers, cause they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny,
Don't try it till you've had it. This is episode 80 of the Friends and Rivals podcast. I am one of your hosts, Tom Harkness. Joining me each week are
Johnny Hockey's number one fucking enemy, Steven Wojtowicz.
Bill Fougere just been signed with the Arizona Coyotes on their LTIR.
Nick Larita, number one hater of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
wow, you guys, huh? We'll get to you. We will get to you. Today started the first day of the NHL free agent frenzy, as they have been calling it. At noontime today, the market opened for the NHL free agents, and they were signed. And boy, there was a plethora of them.
Somehow, at 12:01, there were a bunch of deals to announce, even though they couldn't talk to each other until 12 o'clock.
Wow.
Remarkable.
Wow. I mean, listen, I'm sure some numbers were said and things, and no, but don't they, a couple of days before, don't they give them a window to talk to unrestricted free
I
agents?
thought they can talk to him.
I thought they could
They
too.
did that
No.
one
Okay.
year. I don't think that's the thing. No.
All right, we'll look that up.
Oh
Go
well.
ahead, you look it up.
Oh well. Before we get, we'll get into the other ones, but let's focus on our teams. Let's take a ride on the Metro Summer Edition. No, you didn't like the Summer Edition. That was great.
I love the summer edition, but I
That
thought
was
we had to
Summer
pause
Edition.
first.
But it's still brought to you by wholesome Nestle Quick. Hello, boys and girls. Do you hate the taste of regular milk and need energy? Try Nestle Quick. One sip and you can feel the energy in your muscles. Nestle Quick, now available in chocolate and strawberry.
They say the real men drink pink, then I'm a real man for sure. But if you like the brown, I still love you for who you are. Because it's time for acceptance of everyone, all preference. We're all quick on the inside anyway. Nestle Quick, it does the trick.
So, Billy,
Nothing more refreshing during the summer than a nice tall glass of Nestle Quick.
Oh, milk is the
cold
best.
Strawberry milk.
In the heat.
Oh, it's the best. Why? What did you roll your eyes, Nick? Because I said strawberry.
No, I just realized we might not have any milk because my wife just gave it away. I'm hoping.
Oh God.
Oh no! What?
Not
by
on
the way, we're
snack
doing
cake
top
day?
5 snack
All
cakes
right,
tonight.
there
And
is
poor Nick.
a pour. Oh man, it's gonna be like a thimble of milk.
Oh no.
It's not good.
It's not time for that.
No.
Cut it with water. Watered down milk is great.
Oh, it's good water, I guess.
So Billy, was Ron Hextall's goal to make the Penguins from last year the same team as this year? Because if that was the goal, I think mission accomplished, right?
Yeah, I guess they enjoyed the direction the Penguins were going in last year so much with their first round exit for the 4th fucking year in a row, and they said, why not? Let's bring them all back again and see if they can get knocked out in the first round again, but make the playoffs for the 17th season in a row with the 3 guys who are going to play now for their 17th season in a row, Malkin, Letang, and Crosby. So more of the same. I'm actually, I'm not against having Malkin back per se. I think at the right price, but the contract was a little pricey. $6 million a year is a little more than I certainly think he's deserving at this point. I just hope that a conversation that was had before he signed that contract was, what do you think of playing wing? Because you're not a fucking center anymore, dude. I mean, come on. It's just I hope there was some real talk there, because he cannot be a second line center in this league anymore. It is not a good situation. But if they're gonna, they must have something up their sleeve, because they got way too many defensemen. Maybe they're gonna deal somebody. We'll see. That they've still got some spots to fill in. Evan Rodriguez is still out there as a free agent.
You said they had 9 defensemen.
9, yes.
Holy Jesus!
This is too many after the Jan Ruda signing. Yeah, I was very surprised to see Ruda signed.
I thought that was a great pickup.
Pretty well. I like him, and he's not coming at a bad price. But I mean, you're just adding where you already have enough. I don't know.
Can you explain the Dustin Tokarski signing too? Do they not have enough goalies? Did they have to replace Louis Domingue?
I guess when they see their first 2 lines of defense go down in the playoffs, all of a sudden, and I don't know, maybe you really got to address those depth pieces. I don't know. I know Tokarski had some games where he looked really good against the Penguins last season. Maybe that was his audition. Maybe Hextall doesn't watch a whole lot of the NHL, and maybe he was really impressed when his own team got shut down by him. But him and obviously the Raquel signing, which happened, I believe, since the last time we talked, was I was surprised. I really didn't think they'd hold Raquel and Rust through free agency, and so they're both back, and Malkin. I think they're going to be above the cap. I'm not quite sure it did work yet, but we'll see how it does work out.
They are above the cap right now, and they still have to. They have the restricted free agent in Kapanen, and as you mentioned before, they need to if they're going to bring back Benny the Jet. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. If he's in their plans.
Yeah, and he had such a hot start to last season, but it didn't really carry through the end. It was just kind of streaky after the good start, and I would even think if I would like to see them bring him back. I mean, if they could still get him, if they could still manage the cap, I'd rather see him at second line center than Malkin. Maybe Malkin be his wing, but who knows? Yeah, it does seem a little far fetched if they get Rodriguez back after what they've spent so far.
But I don't know. I thought the which one was that? The Raquel signing was. I think they got pretty good value for him. I think they got fair market value for him, maybe even touch under at $5 million a year for 6 years. But the 4 years for Malkin though, and the 6 years for Letang, you have to think that's going to come back and bite them in the ass later on.
I don't think there's any question. I think we know what the direction is for Burke and Hextall after all that went down. They are going to milk what I guess they believe is still this window for a championship for everything it's worth. And damn the team in 2025 and 2026 and beyond.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be we know what the Penguins are going to be this year, so predicting what they're going to do is going to certainly be easier, and they're going to have hopefully have a full year of Malkin this year. Hopefully.
That hasn't happened in a while, but we'll see.
No, it has not. It has not. So the other team making noise in the Metro were your New York Rangers, your Metro Division champion New York Rangers. They
talk
had
about a team. Talk about a team that went out there and loaded up on goalies.
Well, I mean, look, you get Halak, who is a serviceable backup, although I wanted Grice. But, between Grice and Halak, they both freaking dominated the Rangers in their career. So I don't think you can go wrong with either one, although Grice came in at 1.25 and Halak at 1.5. So there could have been a little value there you saved with Grice. But I think at this point, Grice and Halak are pretty interchangeable. And we need goaltenders in Hartford. We lost Keith Kincaid, the Kool-Aid guy, signed in Boston. So we need another guy down there. And Louis Domingue, hey, he can get his what is it, spicy broccoli and pork, whatever the fuck he had. So we'll get some of that this year. They also re-signed Libor Hayek and Julian Gauthier, which is okay. I guess they're one-way deals, which I don't necessarily get. And I don't understand how Libor Hayek has survived as long as he has. And the same could be true with Julian Gauthier. But they did have holes to sign at second line center, and they filled that void by signing Vincent Trocheck to a 7-year, $5.625 million deal. I'm pretty okay with Vincent Trocheck being my second line center. He was, when we played against Carolina, he's a hard-nosed player who wins faceoff, and we all know how important faceoffs are to the New York Rangers to win. You win faceoffs, you win games. That's the Rangers have proved that over and over again.
We talk about it every week. Those faceoffs and how important they are.
Yeah,
It's usually the opposite. I think he was in the top 10 in draws last year. He's 29 years old, 7 years. Okay, I'm good with it. Kopp got a almost the same exact deal from Detroit. And I think Trocheck may be a little bit better than Kopp. So I'm okay with this a lot.
Same deal, except 2 less years.
Yeah.
Same AAV, 2 less years.
5 and 7. Okay.
I think it's a great signing for you guys.
I do too. And as much as I know that you're joking when you say
no,
that,
I'm serious.
No. You didn't mean for you guys.
No. I legitimately not for you. Legitimately for the Rangers. I thought it was a good signing. I think he's a good pickup.
Yeah, and look, he fits the mold. He fits the mold of a tough guy to play against, and that's what has been preached by the Rangers for the last 2 years. And this is what they're going to get. They're going to get a hard-nosed second-line player who knows Gallant, played with him in Florida, wants to play with Panarin. I mean, who doesn't? And we'll see what happens. Who's going to be their wing right now? Kakko is penciled in there, and you can look at their lineup right now. If season started today, you have Zibanejad with Kreider and probably Lafreniere. You're going to pencil in Trocheck with Panarin and Kakko. Your third line will be Hedel with Blaze and Kravtsov. Thank God they kept them. And your fourth line is going to be, a mixture of wings, starting probably with Hunt and Reeves and Barclay Goodrow in the middle. I think that's what you want as your team. It's not all that dissimilar from what you had this year. I don't think Trocheck is going to be this upgrade at center from what Ryan Strome did last year. I think Trocheck's going to win a lot more draws than Strome and be better defensively than Strome was. So, the defense is going to be about the same. You're probably going to see more of Zach Jones this year. And look, I'm good with this lineup. This is a playoff lineup. This team makes the playoffs next year without question.
Do you feel a little bad for Hedel that he doesn't even get the shot? They've already said to Trocheck that he's the number 2 center.
Yeah, that was part of the deal, that he was the number 2 center.
So do you feel bad that Hedel doesn't even get a chance to earn it in camp?
Look, over what a 6 to 8 week period, he showed that he could be a number 2 center in the league. But I think he needs to show it a little bit more during the course of the year. And he got hurt a lot. I don't know. There's question. Every year there's a question mark about Philip Hedel.
And now you're taking
thing.
And now you're taking the line combination that he excelled on, and you're breaking it up again, right?
Well, yeah, because you don't want your number 1 overall pick and the number 2 overall pick playing on the third line. They're top 6 guys, and that's where they should be. Your third line's got to be those type of players. But even look at Kravtsov and Blaze. Kravtsov was a first-round pick. Hedel was a first-round pick, but they weren't number 1 overall, number 2 overall. And I think those guys got to find somewhere, got to be slated somewhere in your top 6, at least to give them the opportunity to do it. And I think next year, hey, this is your chance. Go out and prove it. So going to be a lot of fun next year. The Rangers are very similar to what they were like last year, just like the Penguins, with just slight upgrades at certain positions. Penguins signing Ruda are a little bit better on the back end. Rangers signing Trocheck up front. I think they're a little bit better. So we'll see. Over in New Jersey.
We got it done today, boys.
You guys are
Nice.
waiting all day to sign Brendan Smith, huh?
We got it
Brendan
done today.
Smith.
No. The big signing was made later on in the day, where they re-upped Mason Gertzen.
Wow.
The Mates and Gerson line. Nice.
They
They
really
signed-
re-signed him.
They signed in free agency today 2 players that have their official position listed as defense and wing. And they traded Pavel Zacha for Eric Hula.
Is it Howla?
No, he is forever going to be named Eric Hula for me.
Hula hoop.
And obviously we're glancing over the big story. Johnny Gaudreau spurning both the Devils and the Islanders to
And the
play
Flyers.
for the powerhouse
Fuck the Flyers, bro.
in Columbus.
Fuck the Flyers.
Fuck the Flyers.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Yeah, I wasn't even mentioning that.
it's well, look, Ohio is close to South Jersey. I mean, it's the next state over from Pennsylvania.
Which is the next state over from New Jersey. So you're 3 states away.
Yeah, I mean,
7.5 hour
you're-
drive. You said a 45
It's a
minute
nothing
flight.
commute.
Well,
Technically, we're only a continent away from Peru. I mean,
Yeah. Have you been to Ohio? It's like a whole nother
enjoy
country,
making
man.
that drive.
Have you ever driven through Pennsylvania? The whole thing.
Yeah.
It's
How long that is?
That's-
Yes,
the
we did it.
worst.
It's awful.
Every time we do it, it's like, why did we do this? We should just shoot ourselves in the dick. There's no real reason to drive through Pennsylvania.
It is miserable.
Pittsburgh's out there.
Yeah, but it's
Is
still
it-
in Pennsylvania.
You're right. But boy, he didn't want to play in Calgary so bad.
he
And he
wanted to
didn't wanna
come
play-
back. It was personal reasons. So was it personal reasons that he wanted to be closer to his family, or personal reasons that he didn't want to play in Calgary?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That
Well,
seems
and
more
also
like it.
personal reasons that he didn't want to play for the Devils, nor did he want to play for the Islanders, because he probably would have got more money.
He turned down the rumored deal with New Jersey was 7 at 10.5. And he signed for 7 at 9.8, I think.
Yeah. And you got to figure that Lou is around that too. I mean, probably in the 10 range. They offered that to Panarin, a couple years ago. And so you think I would honestly think it'd be a very similar deal.
I
And
thought
to be
I
honest-
thought Lou offered Panarin more money than what the Rangers did, and he signed with the Rangers
Reportedly.
for 11.6.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was probably the same. I can't imagine it was much more. Maybe 12, if
Yeah.
it was. If he could offer that, I don't remember what the max he could.
Yeah, I
have
don't know
offered
what
at
the
that
max
point.
was either.
So
But
I'm saying
either
it.
way.
I'm saying it here now. He doesn't hit 40 goals. He doesn't register 100 points. And he doesn't make it to a conference final.
Well,
Yeah.
who the hell is he going to play with? Who's
In
his-
7 years, he's not going to do those 3 things.
In Columbus, man.
He can do it all himself, man. He's Johnny Hockey.
If I'm being honest, though, Devils made the most sense for him. Not because of people, but just their team.
The
Like, that
lineup,
team
he
was-
would have fit in perfectly. He would have been a veteran leader.
Yeah, they're right on the cusp of like breaking out, and he'd
Fuck
be
him.
that catalyst. And he's not a center, which they're clearly
Where they're
fine
deep-
at.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
But you're not gonna sign Kadri now unless
No.
you
not unless he
know.
agrees to play wing.
right, or you move one of the others. You're gonna move Nico over. Probably
No,
not.
I don't think
Yeah.
either of them want to.
Hughes.
Tom's
So-
got a look on his face.
I can't even figure out who the fuck their number 1 center is. Is it?
Columbus.
Yeah, is it Jack
Columbus?
Roslovic? Is it? I mean, it's not. It can't be Cole Sillinger. He's on an entry level deal. I mean, who is their number 1 center in Columbus? Is he hurt?
Exactly.
Boone Jenner. Okay. I
Kyle
don't know. The appeal of playing in Columbus as opposed to playing with Jack Hughes next year and for the next 7 years.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
that has a little bit more appeal to me. To be
we
honest.
got
with you.
Line, but Line is not center, so you're gonna put
Right.
him opposite side with what Voracek? No, Voracek's not really a center
No, he's not.
either. So yeah, I guess you put in Roslovic. Roslovic is probably the number 1 center there. They have some guys coming up, but I mean, they still got to sign Line, by the way. Like they're at what
79. And
79.
so they're gonna have to make some deals for sure. And
Yeah.
they did say, and there was chatter on Twitter that Line A has to be dealt now. And I think he might have been on the block prior to this anyway.
All right.
That'd be really
You know what?
interesting.
You know where he would look good?
On the
Right
Devils.
next to fucking Jack Hughes. He would look great next to Jack Hughes.
All right, well,
Jack would be like, hey, go stand over there. I'm going to twirly whirly this puck through all these guys over here. And when you're free, I'm going to put it right on your stick and you're going to bang it home.
twirly whirly? Is that what they
Yeah,
say?
that's what he
Whirly.
does, the twirly whirly thing.
Twirly whirly. Okay, so who's the get now for the Devils? Or do they kind of sign a couple of they sign like
Well,
a Nino?
they got to get Brat done.
Okay.
And then, I mean,
Now he's
Palat
a priority.
Palat is
Pratt's-
the only guy out there.
He was. I
think
think he was
Nino-
tied to Seattle.
Nino and Palat are the two best options, I think, at wing. I think Nino looks better for. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Nino Ryder would look good on the Devils.
I think he's better than
That's
Miles, honestly.
he's been rumored just because of the whole Swiss connection with Heischer too.
Yeah.
They're pretty
And-
tight.
Good.
And boy, oh
And-
boy,
He'd
if
be
the
good.
Islanders can somehow pull Palat and sign a Palat, I think that's would be an insane move for Lou.
Potentially, we'll see. I mean, I think he wants to make a move, and he's been quiet all day. Obviously, Goudreau was number one on his list, but now that that's done, you got to figure he's got to be looking at one of Palat or Nino. Honestly, one of those two. And if not, then maybe he's gonna make a call to Columbus and maybe say, hey, is this guy Line available? Because I'm sure a couple teams are probably gonna call on him now. Unless they're figuring they're going to somehow figure out a way to make him fit him in. But it would make more sense to move him if you need a center to play with or something else. I mean, they need a lot of pieces, right? So
Yeah, and look, there's centers out there. Take one of the Strom brothers, and I think you got a center for Goudreau for the next however long.
sign them all.
Yeah.
Sign all the probably a package deal now, right?
Yeah, or
Good
I don't think Paul Stasny is a number one center anymore, to be honest with you. And they can't afford Kadri. So I mean, what's going to be their options?
I don't know. It looks interesting.
Did they do anything today?
Who's that?
The Islanders.
I don't even think they
no.
signed restricted free agents or their entry level guys.
No, we did we did extend all of our qualifying offers and everything, but nothing.
No,
They
but
did
today
that-
was the day you can sign your draft picks. To
It's not,
entry
they didn't
level.
have a
Yeah.
first round draft pick though. They traded it away.
We
doesn't
traded
matter.
away. We didn't even talk about the draft. But
Oh,
yeah, Isles 100% sent their first round pick over to Montreal in a surprise move to pick up our newest defenseman, Alexander Romanov, who's 22-year-old RFA. I guess it's like one of those 10.2C, whatever it is.
I really know nothing
get-
about him. Zero. Like
Yeah,
they made the deal at the draft. I was like, who the fuck is that?
I know, me too. I did the same thing. So the great thing is that he's young, which was like, Lou, you got someone young. Holy shit. So that was great. He's apparently a hard hitting, puck, like not exactly a puck moving defenseman. He's a defensive defenseman, but he has some really great alley pass ability. He can skate real well. Like he's a very good skater from what I've seen in a number of different videos, watching him train and also in game. But his big thing is he is very physical. He has some, if you look at highlights for him, he's laid some big hits out. He's not a huge guy by any means, but he can skate and he hit, and he's like a barrel, So they're gonna pair him for sure with Dobson, I think. And the two of them being 22 each will be a pretty good looking pair together because they can both skate.
Nice balanced pair too.
Yeah, because Noah's more offensive minded, and I think Romanov will get some more recognition because of that. Because you're going to have Dobson kind of, being a lot more of the focus, but you're going to see, I think, some real nice passing from him. Now it's not now the thing was that Lou wants two guys. He wanted an offensive and a defenseman. So they got the defensive guy. Now he really still wants somebody to play the point. We don't quite have that as like the 6-7 defenseman. So right now, so it looks like Salo is probably gonna be the number 7 or number 6. Robin Salo. He'll probably number 6, 7. Yeah, it depends on how they fit him in because you got Pulak and Pelech, Dobson, Romanov, and then you got Mayfield, and then really it's like Salo or Aho. So really, they need one more guy to really fill it in. We'll see what they can muster.
I'm gonna throw this out there for playing the point in the power play. You could probably get Subban real cheap.
He's an option, man. I don't know if he's gonna leave Devils though. He might come back cheap.
He's not
he's not coming
playing
back
next
to the
year with the
Devils.
Devils.
That
He's
ship
not gonna
has
come
sailed.
back.
No,
No.
You think
he is
so?
not playing next year with the Devils.
No, that ship has sailed for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I would sign him.
Brendan Smith just took the spot that he would have been in.
Agreed. And what's surprising to me at the draft, I think from our podcast perspective, is, I understand the Devils are full of centers, but how do you pass on Shane Wright? How does he fall to number 4 from being number 1? Look, I know you got a serviceable defenseman, that's great, but how do you let a guy like that? How do you let him go?
What's easier to get through free agency or trades? A very good right shot defenseman or a forward?
Well, look,
He's not a generational talent. He's not a generational
trade.
He's not a generational talent, right? So look at the free agent list today. Before, look at it yesterday. Of the free agents, how many defensemen were there? Klingberg, that's it.
Klingberg is a right-handed defenseman.
That's it. He's the only one on the whole list.
Well, Subban.
So look
Like
at the
you said,
fall.
he's
All
the
right.
only one on
Well,
the list.
look at the fall off you got. Now look at the forwards. Who do you have as forwards? Who do you have as centers?
You're trying to justify it, and that's good. But I don't know how you I just don't know how you let him pass by. Even if he never plays a shift on your team, he's still an asset that you trade for something larger later on.
They tried to trade down and didn't get any deals worth it.
Yeah, and yeah, I can see that.
So it's not like they don't need both positions. So why not go for the one that's harder to get? Then and what do you do? Do you put him as a third line center?
No, but
Do you move him
he's
to
not
the
even going
wing?
to be your third line center. Dawson Mercer's your third line center.
Well, or do you keep Dawson Mercer on the wing? He played wing last year. He didn't play center last year.
I don't know. Is the defenseman is he going to play in the NHL this year?
There's a possibility he's going to play in the NHL, and if he doesn't, he can play in Utica.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to go back overseas. He doesn't have to go back to juniors or anything like that. He could go right to Utica and start playing professionally to get more valuable experience than he was getting overseas.
Bill, the Penguins have a first round pick.
Yeah, some tall guy. He's like 6'5", and he grew a lot or something. That was a story. So they said, "Oh, he had a growth spurt. We're gonna draft this guy, see what he could do." So I think they're just hoping for a physical defenseman in a couple of years when they don't have 9 defensemen under contract anymore. Yeah, not non-factor for the near future. But they had a pick. I mean, that was good. That was a bit of a surprise, actually. They usually trade him away.
All right, Nick, we covered the draft. You happy now? Rangers didn't have any first round picks, and
That's why it wasn't on the agenda, because the Rangers didn't have one fucking pick. So,
That's right.
So why talk about it? Fucking asshole, you self-centered prick motherfucker. Let's talk cakes,
Oh my
baby.
God.
My podcast.
When did Randy join?
podcast.
When did Randy join the show? You don't talk like that about anybody but Randy.
Let's talk
Were
cakes.
there any surprise? Were you surprised by any other than Goudreau, who I think was the biggest surprise out of everybody?
The term.
Was there any surprises?
Yeah.
Malkin.
Well, you thought Malkin was a
Oh
surprise?
God, yeah. Fucking
Dude,
Tampa.
everybody said Malkin was going to sign somewhere else. It was like a fait accompli, as they say.
That
Who
French?
the hell says that?
Billy does. It's French.
Jesus Christ!
Well, can we just say for a second, Tampa?
You mean
gave out
besides Tampa signing everybody to 8-year contracts?
8 years? They handed out like $160 million in contracts in like the span of 8 minutes, and they're just like
They're handing
"Here
out a
you go."
Twinkie.
A lot of Twinkies.
So
a lot of Twinkies.
Sergachev,
That's foreshadowing.
Sergachev worth it, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Is he?
Sorelli's worth
That's
it.
I
crazy.
thought that was a
money
lot
for
of money.
Sergachev. That was a ton. for
He's gonna
Sergachev.
fit. He's gonna no, because you don't think Hedman's on the way out, and then Sergachev slides right into that spot.
You're telling me
that's-
You want Sergachev over
Uh,
Hedman?
No,
Never.
but
no.
how
because
many
he
how many more years
retires
has Hedman
eventually.
got?
Right.
I think he. How old is he? 30.
I mean, Sergachev is young, but I don't know that he's a top line defenseman.
I agree. I think he's.
anytime in
I
the
think
future.
he's maxed out at second line.
You don't think
Yeah.
by the time Hedman's
31. He's got 3 years left on his deal.
so you don't think in 3
Sure.
years Sergachev could be the number 1 D for 3 years?
He'll be 27.
I mean,
and
Tampa's
he'll
sure
be at the
banking on it.
Right age.
But I thought the other 2 deals were much more surprising.
The signing Sorelli to an 8-year deal at
8-year deal?
6.25. Well, that's
Yes.
a fucking great deal for him.
No, you think so?
Oh yeah, he's eventually going to be the number 1 center in Tampa. Well, maybe not because of point. So you're paying your second line center 6.25. Okay, I'm all right with that.
I mean, is Stamkos going to retire? He's only 32.
Well, after his contract will be 34. I don't know. I think he's a Lightning for life, but he's not gonna make the $8.5 million he's making on his next contract.
No. They gave 8 years, 5.2 to Eric Cernak as well. So they went.
So wait, can we just go back to Sorelli?
Yeah.
Sure.
Never scored 20. Never broke 50 points.
He's also 24.
Okay, but is that
he's got 2 cups?
He's got 2 cups, but they're not because of him.
Still.
Hasn't had a top 2 line role though either, not full time.
No, well, last year this season he did.
But I'm saying like I'm actually trying to agree with you, Tom. Like in terms of his, looking at his stats, looking at his production, when he didn't have that role, you can't really expect him to be like a 20+ goal scorer.
No, but he hasn't topped 44 points is the most he had in 68 games 2 years ago. This past year, 43 and 76. He's probably close to just under 50 points. But he didn't light it up really in terms of points in the playoffs either. I think he's more of what, just all around player.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like
it's a lot for him, man.
I feel like second line center is playing him out of position. I think he's a 3rd, 4th liner. And Cernak is like your 4th, 5th, 6th defenseman.
But even still, in 2 years, when the cap goes up astronomically, okay, this is 6.25 for your 3rd line center.
That's the only
might
saving
sound like
grace.
a good deal.
That's the only saving grace is that the cap will go up.
Well, at the end of the day, he's part of the core of that team. That's kind of the whole idea. You sign your core guys long term, build around them. So
I feel
but
like
all the core guys are signed. Vasilevsky is signed through friggin' 28.
Yep.
Sergachev is Hedman signed for the next 3 years. Kucherov is signed through 27 or through 26.
Kucherov, Point, Nick Paul.
Yeah, I mean, that's their core now.
Really?
That's their core of their team. Stamkos is on the back end of that core, and after this contract, he's no longer going to be part of that core and expendable.
24-25, they got $60 million committed to 7 players.
Can we stop there for a second, Tom?
Sure.
Stamkos put 40 goals this year.
Well, and look, you think after after this contract expires at the end of the 23-24 season, you think that he's going to get another $8.5 million contract?
I don't think he's going to take. It depends what he wants. They're gonna sign him back. They're not gonna let him go unless there's an impasse where they can't sign him or something. But that seems bizarre that they wouldn't keep their captain and they're basically their heart and soul of the team.
No, and I can see him signing for in maybe the $6 million range.
But I'm saying, like, he's that core piece. He was healthy, 81 games this year for the first time in a few years.
And look, I'm going to rebut on this a little bit too, because I understand your point here. He's only going to be 34. These guys at 34 years old are still putting up freaking 100-point seasons. So he very well might demand another $8 million at that time.
Then you get into that sketchy though. when you sign a player over 35, the contract is a little bit different, right? In terms
Yeah,
of,
but he will be 34, so he wouldn't
Yeah.
get that
Okay.
35 plus contract. But who's expendable at that point? I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll definitely see for sure, because they traded a hell of a player, McDonough, who still can play at the value of his contract
Yeah.
in order to fit all these guys. And they're still not going to be, and they're not going to be able to bring Palat back. And Palat was like one of their main guys in their playoff runs for the past 3 seasons. So now these other guys got to step up and
one of them's got to be the new Palat. Yeah. Let's talk cakes. Come on. Tom, can we talk cakes now?
we're a hockey podcast. We're still in free. This is day 1 of free agency, and you're all about snack cakes.
We've talked about them all.
Blame Johnny Hockey. I'm burnt out.
It was a long day of watching the news.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No,
And,
it, it was. I started on ESPN Plus, and then they shipped over to TSN coverage after 2:00, and it was definitely a long day of watching all that stuff and refreshing your Twitter feed for sure.
I was
And
texting
Vatrano
you
to
guys.
Anaheim.
Huh?
Bill, shut the fuck up.
Well,
My
listen,
guy don't
Toronto-
want to get the snack cakes. Come on.
Toronto is taking a lot of fucking heat for the goalies that they sign and letting Campbell go. So good luck, Toronto, next year. And Detroit is going to be a team to actually. Well, they're going to be a lot better than they were last
So
year.
is Ottawa.
Ottawa.
I
Ottawa's gonna
thought
be a lot
Claude
better.
Giroux got a little less than what he should have gotten. He should have gotten in the 8s, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they got to bring Cat at the draft. So I mean, that was pretty big move there to get him.
That might have been a hometown discount too, though.
But they didn't. Did they need to give a hometown discount?
No, he might have offered them a hometown discount.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna go home. I'll let you sign me for a little less.
Well, he's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, he's got $6 million more than you got.
6.5.
That's true.
6.5.
I was giving you the half
The half.
in
You
your
know how
net
long it
worth.
take me to get that half?
Your net worth, your home, life
Okay,
insurance
I-
on Lauren, stuff like that.
All right, I got you. All right, I'm with you on that one. All right, well, it was definitely a fun day, and
We'll talk
and look,
cakes
there's
now.
going to be more signings that come in the coming weeks, which we will not be around for. We'll be back on the 3rd of August, and we'll recap what has happened in the interim, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So let's go to our top 5 list.
The top 5 again. I just can't wait to do the top 5 again. The life I love is making top 5s with my friends. And I can't wait to do the top 5 again.
This week is top 5 snack cakes. Nick, go get your milk. We have to wait for Nick to go get milk.
I'm
Go get your
here.
bowl of milk.
Just fucking talk. Jesus Christ. I'm not on mute or
Thimble
something.
full of milk. Now, I have my plate of snack cakes in front of me. I have them all. But I understand it was a little challenging for everybody to get the old snack cakes.
Not
And
for
listen,
me.
I bought the
Not
box.
here.
I bought
Not here.
boxes. I bought one individually wrapped one, and I had one here already. But I went out and I had to buy 2 full boxes. I bought 2 full boxes. That's what you got to do for the podcast.
I mean, I got 2 boxes of things.
I feel shame.
Bill,
I got
I
5
can't-
individual packages because this is shit I eat for breakfast. So I know where to go to get it.
I grew up on snack cakes, and because of that, when I went to my doctor a few months ago, the index for diabetes, right? I think it's called the HNIC. I was at a 6.5,
are you sure it's
What
called
are you
the
which
supposed
is
to
that
be at?
threshold. You're supposed to be below 6.5. So I've spent the last few months really doing good. And I went back to my doctor literally yesterday. This is really true. And I had dropped by like by a half a point. So I am in the good boy range.
You're now able to eat more to get back up.
Exactly. But that's why I'm not going to buy like a whole case. I can't have a whole case of snack cakes. It's
Well,
just
I'm not
gonna
asking you to
happen.
buy a whole case. I'm asking you to buy a
Bill?
box.
Phil, you want to know the
I'm
real
not box
culprit?
case.
You want to know the real culprit? Those fucking disgusting sun chips.
Oh,
No, those are high
They're-
fiber.
they're
Are you
giving
kidding?
you
Those are high-
diabetes.
Yeah, those are good for you.
No, I think out of everything that we've talked about, the snack cakes today are the thing that I abuse my
Yeah.
whole life.
I
not
couldn't agree with
not
you more.
cookies, not ice cream, not chips. Snack cakes fucked me up.
These were up there on my list as well. Good call.
No
But I
question
did
about it.
abuse cookies and I did abuse chips as well. But these were also very prevalent in the childhood home.
So, all right, Bill, you start us off. Honorable mention. Go for it.
Oh, honorable mentions that Susie Q's, Snowballs, Devil Dogs, which I almost wanted to put on my list, not because they're top 5, but because I have a method of eating them, like a little story about eating them, like Steve always has.
Please,
Where like
please
You
share
put
it.
them in the fridge or the freezer.
Please,
Wait,
sir,
no,
will you
wait.
tell me your story?
you got to pull them apart, right? Because a Devil Dog is kind of a dry cake, and you pull them apart, and however you pull it apart, the icing's always going to be on one side. The icing may break in the middle and stay on one side, and the other side has the other part of the icing. But you take all the dry cake and you eat that, or you just throw it away, and then you just eat the half with the icing, and that's a really good ratio.
Oh,
really
if
good
it's all
combination.
on one Devil Dog bun, you
Right.
then fold that in half and then eat as a
No,
double stuff? Or
No,
do
you just
eat,
however you get that thing down your throat, that's how you do it.
Or do
That's
you eat it as
without that
open
dry
face?
half that does no. Yeah,
open face or double
Deep throat.
stuff?
No,
I would
he
do
wants to
open
say
face.
deep
I don't.
throat.
I didn't put it together.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Devil
those are
dogs.
my
Devil
honorable
dogs in the
mentions.
freezer, though. That's a delight.
I'll have to try
Throw that
that
out there.
one of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
days.
Or even in the fridge, it gets cold enough.
My honorable mention is simply the brownie with the little nuts on top.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's my
Mm.
honorable mention.
Oh, you put that in the
And-
microwave.
No, fuck you. And I'm sure it will not come as a surprise to you. Of the 5, I have 4 that I eat in a specific manner.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh, figured that was coming.
All right. My honorable mentions are yodels and coffee cake. I think that counts as
Yeah.
hostess coffee cake.
Well, look, I had found when I was walking around Publix that they make the Entenmann's golden cake with that hard fudge, the cake, the Entenmann's cake, the golden cake with the hard fudge topping. They make that in a single pack now. Oh my God. It's not my honorable mention. It had to be mentioned. It's not my honorable mention. Yes.
Is that a less honorable mention?
It just had to be mentioned.
Dishonorable mention.
I need to bring awareness to you guys.
Okay.
So you can go and search
Thank
this
you,
out.
buddy.
My pleasure. Funny Bones, everything Bill said, and the Hostess pies. You give me one of those fucking Hostess pies with the cherry pie.
No. You're not fucking getting away with this shit. You're not getting
do you
away
mean?
with this shit.
What do you mean?
It should count in snack. I think it should count in snack cakes. I know where
It's a
Steve's
snack
going
cake.
with
It's made
this.
by Hostess individual
It's a
wrappers.
fucking
next to the
pie.
Twinkies. It's right next to the fucking Twinkies.
It says
It's an honorable
pie,
mention. What do you
pie
care?
right in the fucking name.
And so what? It's a Hostess.
So it can't be a
It's
pie
pie.
and a cake. They're 2 different things.
Now,
But a snack cake's a category, and all sorts of shit falls under that. It's just
Thank
you.
whatever the spit
Listen
sugar
to the fat
bomb is in a
one.
package. Yeah,
Listen
Billy,
here, Derek
Judge,
Diabetes.
executioner.
Shut up.
I had diabetes for at least a day. At
you
least a
should
day.
have called him Wilford Brimley. What's wrong with you?
I mean, all right, go 5.
It's got to be the cherry pie, though. Good Lord.
Fuck you. No.
Okay, my
It's a
number
pie,
5, which
fucking asshole.
is not one of the ones that I got, but it is one of the ones that I saw on the shelf, but I didn't end up getting it. My number 5 is actually I can't believe it, but it's a tasty cake, which is from Philly, and fuck the Flyers. But
Fuck.
the
but it is
Flyers.
a tasty cake. It's the coffee cake, but it's the one that's got the cream in the middle.
Mm.
What? There's cream in the middle one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a coffee
Yeah.
cake with cream in it. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's my number 5.
Ooh, ooh, Billy. Ooh, that's a good one. Whew.
My number 5 has been already mentioned, and it is the Devil Dog.
Oh,
Nice.
The Devil Dog.
And is this one of the ones that you have a specific method of eating?
So yes, specific, just like you, open it up. I will eat the piece of cake with milk, and then I will lick all the cream, and then I will eat the other piece of cake with the rest of the milk.
Can you go back and lick the cream again? There you go. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Number 5
So-
for me, the Devil Dog.
all right. We eating these or
No, I'm not.
just
I'm
playing
not.
it?
Nick, I would have diabetes tonight if I ate all mine. So we're not going to do that.
I think I'm
number
gonna
one- I
eat my
saved
number
for number
one.
one. I'm eating my
Number
number
one?
one.
I
Yeah.
think
I
I'm
don't
gonna eat
really
my
like
number
them.
one.
I'm a number
was like-
2 on the HNIC scale, and I would get diabetes if I ate all this.
I was debating how we would do this. All right, my number 5 is a classic to me. It would be the honey bun.
Ooh, honey bun.
Mm.
I used to eat these in school because we had high school. They had random shit there, random host and stuff. And I saw this kid eating these like one day, and I was like, "What the hell is that thing?" And he was like, "Give me a piece," and it was just like, "Holy shit, crack!" And just 50 cents every day, 50 cents, and that, and like another 50 cents for like a small slushy. It was amazing. Small slushy, honey bun, couldn't beat it.
I used to go food shopping in Food Town in Metuchen with my mother, and we would come down the bread aisle. At the end of the bread aisle was the Hostess section, and the cream in the Hostess products used to be superior until they changed the recipe to save your life or something like that. God damn it!
Dummies.
But one of the things down the aisle that I used to get regularly, that would be eaten before we got to the register, and they would just ring up the empty paper, would be the Hostess cupcake.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
The Hostess cupcake. I
Interesting.
want to eat it so fucking bad right
I-
now.
You know what? I always preferred that's an awesome cupcake. I'm one of the freaks that always liked the orange one.
Really?
You're not a freak for that. What are you talking about?
Didn't they
No,
only make that
yeah.
around
No.
Halloween?
You're a freak for other things.
No, they
Not
make it all the
orange
time.
cupcake.
Number 4.
Bill.
Number 4. I got my number 4.
Oh,
That's one of the ones I got in my bag. My number 4 is the Ding Dong,
Ding
yes, you
dong.
are.
Hey,
or also, I mean, the other snack cakes I think is a ring ding, or it's all the same. So it's the hockey puck shape, the hard chocolate shell, chocolate cake, and the cream in the middle.
Oh.
My number 4 is the Tasty Cake cupcake, cream filled, very similar to Tom's, larger than the Hostess, and the cream is just the same as it was when you were a little child.
Mm.
Got to be vanilla cream filled though, not they come in chocolate cream filled as well. It's got to be the vanilla.
Oh,
Cream
man, I
flavor.
want to try all of these.
Bill's just getting ideas. That's it.
my number 4. I'm sure everyone may have this on their list. I think this is the most common one. The Twinkie.
Oh,
Twinkies,
if you can
okay.
find it,
Number 4,
Yeah.
huh? Okay. Okay.
I have a specific thing that is gonna be common throughout the next 3. So
Ooh.
it's
cream.
The other
cream
two.
filled.
They're all sun chips.
no. Not- Damn it, Bill! Don't tell them ahead of time.
My number 4 was the only individually wrapped one I could find, and I found it at the Wawa. And it only recently, only the past probably 6 years, has become part of my top 10, and that is the zebra cake. It's a vanilla cake inside, vanilla hard shell with chocolate stripes resembling a zebra with cream in the middle of the vanilla cake
I
inside.
don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've never heard of this or seen it. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to.
I never tried one. I've seen them around.
Go to Wawa. They have them individually. And when you buy the individually wrapped ones, they're larger. But when you buy the boxes, you get 2 in a package and they're smaller. But this is a gigantic one that I'm going to have to eat eventually.
That's interesting.
But man, boy, do I want to tear into this.
And it's like a crispy coating.
No,
What's
no
the
crispy? There's nothing.
What's the
crispy
coat?
inside.
You said a hard. It's like a hard.
It's a hard
shell
vanilla glaze. Let's call it a glaze.
coating?
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm licking my finger.
I'm just enjoying watching you lick your fingers. It's, oh God.
This episode's turning very quickly. Number 3.
My number 3 is a lot like my number 4. It's just in a different shape, basically. My number 3 is the yodel, or the Swiss cake roll in the Little Debbie world. It's just that it's that same hard chocolate gel with a cylindrical chocolate cake and then the cream in the middle. And a lot of these snack cakes are almost like Mexican food, man. Like it's just that's all the same.
The same thing,
just
just packaged differently. Yeah.
This is a burrito. This is a crunch wrap, that kind of thing. So my number 3, the yodel.
Well done.
My number 3 is the Tasty Cake Butterscotch Crimpet,
They should have been on my honorable mention list.
which gets eaten. So it's a 3-pack, right? You see, it's 3. It's the one you buy in the store. If you buy it pre-packaged in a box, it's only 2. This one is 3. You peel the cake off the top, you eat the cake. You peel the cake off the top, you eat the cake. You peel the cake off the top, you eat the cake, and then you roll all the frosting and eat that together.
Oh, that just turned my stomach a little bit.
No.
Think all that frosting at once.
And then you drink all the milk at first before you eat the cereal.
Oh,
Oh.
they just ruined it.
Gross.
Oh, my God.
Gross.
I love a butterscotch cream, but I don't think I would want to have the butterscotch just in a big bowl of butterscotch.
You're missing out.
Gotta have at least some of that cake in there.
My number 3 has 6 of them in this package.
Ooh,
You
Gotta
guess
be
what it
donuts.
is?
Gotta be
Donuts.
donuts.
It's got to be. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the donuts. The donuts, as they call
Mhm.
them. Tasty Cake calls them mini donuts. I think I always got Tasty Cake. I don't know if there's really a difference between them, to be honest. But I used to always get these in when I was college, for breakfast. I just grabbed one of these and coffee and just ate these. But these are so addictive.
They used
You
to
could
come
eat
in the
a million of these
Entenmann's
things.
box. The
Not-
small
not-
little-
Yeah.
No filling, right? There's no filling in that.
No, they're just little
No.
cake donuts, but they're
Yeah.
just so good. I mean, you could go. I was thinking of this for the powdered ones, but I realized
Well-
the powdered ones I get sick of. But these were
Now, let me
Really
ask you a
different.
question, though. If I put those in front of you
yeah.
and I put a box of Entenmann's Pop-Ums in front of you, which are you eating?
I probably would go with the Tasty Cake ones. The Pop-Ums are interesting too. I think they're very similar, but they have slightly different taste. Some of the Pop-Ums have a little crunchy to them or something.
They got a glaze on them, and the glaze can,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you
They're
leave
pretty
the box
good.
open for an hour or two, it starts to get a little bit solid.
Yeah, they're pretty good too. I forgot about those completely, honestly, though.
I mean, I wouldn't have counted them on this list because it's not a cake, but Tom probably would have.
Right.
If it's made by Hostess or a Tasty Cake, it counts.
Well, then that should have been the name of the fucking list.
It's the snack cakes. My number 4 or
Pie
3.
isn't a fucking snack cake.
My number 3. I was still staring at my zebra cake. That's why
course you
I
were.
said it was number 4. is the Little Debbie Nutty Buddy. This is the chocolate on the outside with the wafer, and in between the wafers is peanut butter, and there's about 6 layers
Tom,
of those wafers in there,
Tom,
and there's peanut
you
butter right
know you
between
wanna
each
do
one
it.
of those layers.
You know you want to bite that.
Good God in heaven!
Give that bad boy
The
a bite.
smell
Come
of
on.
it hit my nose,
Put it in
and
your
I
mouth.
got erect.
Put it in your mouth.
Mm,
Do it. Do it for all of us.
my God.
Take a bite. Come on, you know you
That
want
was,
to. You want that delicious chocolate in your mouth.
wow.
Give it a
I
bite.
do. That shit, that's just fucking delicious.
You're looking at them all so lustily. I don't even know. I just sometimes don't understand how I'm the fattest one. Okay, so my number two is one that I found recently, actually, because it's this ghetto brand called Mrs. Freshley's, which I found in a gas station in Eastern Tennessee.
Shocking.
Mrs. Freshley's Reese's Peanut Butter Cup snack cake. Absolutely amazing. It blew
So
my
when
mind.
you want this, you have to go to Tennessee.
I've been looking for it, and yeah, it didn't surprise me that much that I didn't find this one around. But
You would think he would have went.
apparently they sell them at Walmart, but I'm not going to Walmart, so I'm gonna have to be creative and figure out how I'm gonna get more of those things.
Maybe they were on sale for Prime Day. You should have looked. Did you look? You should look.
I did look.
Number two, which I'm kind of surprised hasn't popped up on anybody's list just yet. Although I'm still holding out hope that it will be on somebody else's list because it's a true treat. The tasty
Candy
cake,
cakes.
peanut butter candy cake, which in our house are actually just called tasty cakes. We just call these tasty cakes. I don't know why,
Because they're candy cakes.
but they get called tasty cakes. And the way these get eaten is you eat
Open
the
up your mouth.
chocolate, you eat the chocolate around the edge first, right? And then you can bite just the top off, and with the top comes the peanut butter. And then you eat that, and then you eat the cake with the rest of the chocolate.
What the fuck is the matter with you? Really? Why do you have ways of eating
are you talking about?
everything? You get
This
bored?
is like it's like we're listening to How to Make a Murderer. That's like I feel like we're listening to sometimes.
We're 80 episodes in. Yes.
It's just something you do.
Just something you do.
My God. All right, number two. One of the best things about this is you freeze them. They are fantastic. I didn't freeze this because I forgot to do yesterday. So, however, the ring ding looks like a hockey puck. Freeze it's better. But man,
Interesting. I don't know if I ever froze one.
yeah, good. It's got that. I mean, I don't eat like a weirdo, so I just freeze them and eat them like a normal person. But you know, I just like the combination of like the cream and all of the stuff actually being cold just has like a different texture to it.
I get shit on by all the Loritas way too much of my life.
Tara too, man.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
of course.
All right.
My number
Go,
two,
Tommy.
it was next to my number 5 when I walked down the aisle at Food Town with my mother. And this was the classic golden caked Twinkie. These I had to buy a box of these things, and this is one of the ones that Ryan's not going to eat, so I'm going to have to either eat them or throw them out. But
Now, will you freeze that?
listen, I think any of these, if you put in the refrigerator, it makes the cream more solid in the middle, and I think it makes it better for whatever reason. But if you put them in the refrigerator freezer, to me with these things, I think they're about the same.
Interesting.
Twinkie, my number 2.
It's a classic.
Hey, it's a
My
classic.
number one.
Is a
And
hostess pie. You got a pie?
Oh, God, if he does, I'm quitting.
My number one is from Little Debbie. The oatmeal cream pie, which is part cookie and it's called a pie, but I'm still going to count it as a snack cake.
Listen,
Says
it's a fucking
called
pie.
a pie. It's a pie, so it's not a cake.
See? It's
This
a pie.
This does not resemble a pie in any way.
Wait. You're gonna eat
yeah.
it? I want to see.
We're eating
I want
this
to see you take that first bite.
Now, let me ask you a question.
It doesn't play well on the radio, Bill.
As you eat that, does the cream seep towards the back or does the cream kind of stay in place?
No, it stays in place. This shit's made of like, I don't know what the fuck it's made of. But
It's more
so
like
solid.
marshmallow.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Okay.
Don't mind Bill.
So while Bill slowly strokes out,
Hmm.
I will show you my number one. Previously mentioned by somebody else, kind of mentioned by somebody else as well, but it's the yodel. And I'm not even going to tell you how I eat these, but I do have a special way to eat.
You deep throat them. Come on. Well, you're into this now, so we need to know how you eat them.
So the way the yodel gets eaten is you can bite off just the very end
Just the tip.
and just the very end. And then you can actually peel the hard layer, the hard coating off and eat that first, and then unroll the cake. And then if you unroll the cake, you get this U shape with the cream inside. And again, you just lick the cream out.
Amazing. That was the one that surprised me. I could not find anywhere. I literally saw that nowhere, and I used to see them everywhere I went.
Quick check.
Didn't have it in my
They
quick
call
check.
them, they call them
Bastards.
something else though. They call them something else.
So, all right. And I will say this, it's got to be a yodel. I'm not eating the little Debbie's anymore.
Why?
They taste different, and I like the yodel better.
They don't
Yodel's
taste
the best.
different.
I 100% can tell you they taste different. You do a taste test with me, I will pass it. They taste different, and the yodel is better.
To each their own.
So boys, my number one. It's not the right one I wanted, but unfortunately, because I couldn't find it, I got the box. It's the little ones. It's not the 2-pack, but it is the cupcake. Moses cupcake.
Yes.
This is
Attaboy, Nick.
the number one.
You too? No, that was your. What number was that for you, Tom?
That was number 5.
Okay.
You guys know how I eat it? I'm gonna say how I eat it. Take a bite like this.
Mm. That's very weird.
That's weird.
Interesting.
Weird.
Ironically enough, the cupcake, by the way, the only one I don't have a special way to eat.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised
I
you don't
just-
take the fucking icing off first and all that other shit. But my number one is a staple in this household, and my son Ryan and I fight over these all the time, and they can't stay in the house long enough, and that is the Little Debbie's Swiss cake roll. Now,
Nope.
don't get them from Publix. You have to get them from Walmart. You will get the larger size of the Swiss cake roll. So don't be fooled and buy the ones at Publix. Buy the ones from Walmart. The Swiss cake roll itself will be larger.
Or do yourself a favor and get a yodel because it's better. Nope.
I think they are a little bit different, but I put them at equal on my list of number 3.
So delicious. So delicious. Now these do taste better in the fridge.
All right, they put my bag of goodies back.
Mm.
I was afraid we had to eat all of them.
So that is our top 5
Oh,
snack cakes.
good timing. I'm done with my Little Debbie.
Mm.
I only last a couple minutes with Little Debbie.
Who said
My
that?
only problem now is which one am I going to have for breakfast tomorrow? Or how many of them am I going to have for breakfast tomorrow? I'm not going to eat any right now, though. I'm not going to eat any right now because right now it's time for Trivia with Bill. Yeah.
Now this is the wrong bell.
Thank you. Okay, today's question. Which Anaheim Ducks goaltender went undrafted in the NHL entry draft? The question doesn't even say a year or shit. Okay. Steve, I think you raised your hand.
Scott Niedermeyer.
No, goaltender.
Wow, wasn't drafted by the Ducks, not a goaltender. That's one of the worst answers of all time. Tied for like the worst answer of all time, I think.
That was the Caddyshack 2 of answers. John Gibbons.
It's Gibson,
No, sir.
isn't it?
Whatever. Gibson.
That's
Kirk Gibson.
Debbie Gibson. No, it's not none of the Gibsons.
Gibson Guitars.
Ooh, I like that, but no.
Is it what was his name? Jaguar?
Jean-Sebastian.
Jean-Sebastian Jaguar. He is on the list, the multiple choice list, but no, not him.
Fuck. Who else?
Oh, so was Gibson for that matter. Gibson was on the list too, and he wasn't them either.
Who the hell else was a goaltender for Anaheim? That's all I got.
John
Good luck
Van
with that.
Beesbrook.
Not Johnny V.
Goldberg.
Goalie.
He wasn't drafted.
That's
He's
true.
duck.
That's true.
I win.
Wasn't an Anaheim Duck though. I think that's where they're going to get you on that technicality.
Damn it.
Ryan Miller.
Nope.
Yeah, he was a Buffalo Sabre.
I know, stupid. I mean, technically, he wasn't drafted by the Ducks, and he was a Ducks goalie.
But he wasn't undrafted in the NHL entry draft.
Shut up, Bill.
Oh, sorry.
Nobody fucking asked you.
Paul Correa.
Oh, I think I got it.
Not a goalie.
I actually think I got it.
Okay.
Guy Hebert.
Guy Bear. Now you guys have named the 3 guys on the multiple choice that are
I always do this. I always
That's
do this.
remarkable.
Wow.
So there's one guy left on the multiple choice who is actually the guy.
That's all I got. I don't know any other Ducks goalie. I named all 4 of them.
I don't.
Let's see, he was. Do you want a hint?
Yeah, it was a hint.
I would say
So
give
he
us
was
the
in-
multiple choice, but we know the fucking multiple choice.
He was in Superbad. He was in Moneyball. What else
Jonah
was-
Hill.
Jonas
Hiller?
Hillis.
Jonas Hiller. Yeah, that's the guy.
There we go.
That's
Hillis,
the guy.
Hiller. Right.
Jonas
Hitler.
Hiller.
Hitler was
Jonah
the
Hill.
Ducks
Yeah.
goaltender,
Jon-
right?
Forgot
Jonas
he was
Hiller.
even a player. Jesus.
And now it would have been time for impressions with Nick, but he's just
fucking-
way too fucking busy to do one this week.
Nick, gotta ruin it. No impressions this
Whatever.
week. Sorry.
Fucking great.
Sorry, everybody. We're gonna go straight
Sorry.
into this date in Steve's stomach.
Oh, that feels better.
Let's go to the year of our Lord 2011. Unfortunately, we're not hitting February again. Unfortunately, I tried, but can't do it. Go to July 25th.
Now, I don't know if I would have had a bagel on in the middle of the winter summer here.
Listen, I know.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Now, July 25th, I don't know if you guys know this. July 25th, 2003 was the day Tina and I got engaged.
No, we're talking 2011.
So this was
Aw.
the
about 20.
the 7th year anniversary of that engagement. I can tell you that Tina went down to the beach with Bill Fougera's wife, Jennifer.
Ooh.
I can tell you that I did 2 miles on the elliptical. And that since they went down to the beach, they probably went down to Point Pleasant because for dinner, I had Joe Leone's pepperoni bread and a Coca-Cola classic can.
You didn't eat breakfast or lunch, just straight dinner.
I did not eat breakfast. You are correct. But for lunch, I had a pumpernickel bagel and a Coke.
Shut the fuck
Oh,
up!
no.
Shut up!
Oh,
I got 2 weeks in a row,
no.
motherfucker!
God.
Wow. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen after all this time.
What a
Oh,
roll I'm
glory.
on. What a pumpernickel bagel I'm on.
Holy shit.
Why, Thomas? Why did you pick July 25th, 2011?
Well, this
You're not topping last week's.
no, probably not. But this guy, the man, that's all they give his name. They don't give his name. They just call him, refer to him as a man. He had an asthma attack, and he was presumed dead by his family. But instead of calling the coroner, the people called a private mortuary, a mortuary. And they
Mortuary.
brought him to the mortuary, put him in the fridge. 21 hours
no,
later, he awakes in the freezer,
You fucking
screaming.
prick.
The 2 workers in the morgue got scared because they thought it was a ghost, so they left. And they got everybody else to come back with them, and they found this fucking poor schmuck who was in a freezer for 21 hours. He ended up being fine. This happened in Australia, or no, sorry, South Africa, in Johannesburg, South Africa. Man in his 60s ended up living. Congratulations,
Did he go
man.
for a second opinion on that diagnosis? of his death?
His family apparently could give two flying fucks about him, and they just assumed that he was dead because who knows? And
I
they
was
called a
just
private
asleep,
mortuary
and they
company.
fucking put him in a freezer.
That's it. That's it. I mean, the guys that picked him up didn't even fucking check for a pulse or, oh, look, his chest is moving up and down. Is that supposed to happen to a dead person?
Oh,
No.
he's not blue.
No. Well, I mean, when you first die, are you blue?
You know this is a fucking fear of mine. This is practically being buried.
Well,
alive.
no, it's not being buried alive. It's not mistaken for
do you know how close he was to being buried alive?
Not even close. They wouldn't have gotten that far.
You don't think they were having a viewing for this guy? He was going right in the fucking dirt.
Yeah, but if they had a fucking viewing for him, they'd have to cut him open and take all his organs out. As soon as they do that,
this guy was going right in the dirt. They weren't doing
as soon
any
as he
of
does
that.
that, he's dead.
What's the problem with being buried alive? You wouldn't be alive in that scenario for very long.
That's the the part in which you are alive and know that you're never getting out of that box. That's the part. That's the fear.
You got to go train with that kung fu dude that Uma Thurman.
Yeah, no, I got to do this.
Kill Bill.
Ryan Strome, 5 years, $25 million deal to center the Anaheim Ducks. Quack.
Oh, he could
quack,
play with Jonas.
Oh,
Hiller.
Vatrano.
quack, quack. Yeah, he will be with old Frank the Tank. With old Frank the Tank.
5 year, $5 million.
Yep. That'd have been the Rangers could afford that. All right. That's gonna do it for us. We thank you for joining us for our 80th episode of the Friends and Rivals podcast. We will be back in the beginning of August just to touch base with everybody, say hi, see how the summer's going for everybody, and then we'll decide on what the schedule is going to be after that. But we thank you for sticking around for 80 episodes. Anybody give us a review? We did get Jesus Christmas. We did get a review. It's a 5-star review.
Okay.
Just started listening and am a bit confused to the point of this podcast. Shocking.
We all are.
Join the fucking club.
A lot of the intro was complaining about their personal problems. Well, listen, I had a small fucking desk.
He did. It was pretty ridiculous.
I thought he was going to say something else was small. Never mind.
Eat shit, Bill. Then there was a bunch of hockey talk. Some of it was pretty funny. We appreciate that.
Surprised we actually talk hockey.
Oh my God.
But had
That was a
one
mistake.
gripe. How are you 79 episodes in? And the one guy, Nick, I think, is either using a stock iPhone mic or is mumbling, or maybe both. Anyway, keep up the work. Maybe this will evolve into something. Anything is possible. Pembridge. Now, hold on.
No.
There is an
5-star,
edit in
huh?
here. There is an edit in here.
Keep up the good work. Keep up the work.
After listening to some more episodes, I'm changing my review to 5 stars. Fuck, what did he give us? 3 stars?
3 stars.
The whole crew cracks me up, and Nick's microphone quality became more endearing than annoying as I kept listening. Well, at least one of us thinks that. Keep up the great work, guys.
We just grade on you until you like us. That's
Where are you?
I think that's our goal.
This came from Ball Team Leader. God bless you. God bless you, Ball Team Leader.
Well, thanks for sticking with it, listening to a few more, and deciding that, we weren't as bad as you initially thought.
I love that guy.
There's some episodes where we are.
I think that's a thing. Yeah.
Have you ever gone back and listened to like our first 3 episodes?
No.
Oh God, why would you?
Why would you do that?
Holy shit. Oh,
Tom,
God,
tell
we just
us-
rambled on and on about hockey.
Tell us in 8,000 words or
Christ.
less about the second period of that game.
Oh, Jesus. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at friends_rivals. Check our Facebook page because apparently we got one. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We will read them on the air just like we did tonight. Unless you don't want us to, just let us know. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode of the Friends and Rivals podcast. Billy, say something witty.
No, let's just end this. I got to go down on Little Debbie.
Oh, my friends and rivals. Flyers fuck, Flyers, fuck off.